Hello, welcome to SAP Academy Reviews, the weekly series in which I help take you from a beginner player up into a pro player. We have something for everyone. I'm going to show my pro tips, I'm going to give you some of my feedback, and I'm reviewing community submitted gameplay. If you would like to submit gameplay, feel free to join my Discord and leave a video in the SAP Academy submission channel, or click the QR code up here. You can use this to get to my Discord as well. So, in this series, I'm going to be recording some gameplay from Mello and breaking down what I think can make him a better player. Let's get right into this. So first up, we are reviewing Mello's gameplay. Mello is a West Coast player that I frequently play, and he's a very good player. But he submitted gameplay hoping that I can give him some advice to help him get a little bit better. First, let's start with his defense. On this play, defending a basic breakout, puck gets in, and most of the time, a lot of Division 1 players, what they'll do is they'll control their defenseman. A lot of the times, they'll take their defenseman, and they'll play in the slot area. The reason is because it allows the forwards to back check, and then it allows you as the defenseman to determine whether or not you want to defend the puck carrier, or if you want to defend anybody who might be cutting to the net. So if you're on a rush, right, and these are the three guys, if you have two defensemen, you know, you can control one of them and decide if the puck's over here, hey, do I want to stick on this guy? Do I want to stick on that guy? And then you kind of let your strong side defenseman do the work. If you really want to go after him, you can switch to the strong side defenseman, chase up into this gap, force him to the outside, and then player switch and play shadow defense. But a lot of the times, Division 1 players will play with either their center or their defenseman. But in this case, it really costs Mello a good scoring chance. His opponent, Parksy, who is another really good West player, gets a really good scoring chance, and I'm going to show you where the breakdown happens. So he makes the pass, and he immediately darts to cover that D-to-D lane. In NHL 25, the D-to-D pass is very dangerous. However, what he does is he takes his left defenseman, Cale Makar, and he goes up here. Now, when he wants to defend that, that's fine. He can do that all he wants. But the error he's about to make is that he player switches to Connor McDavid and also tries to defend that lane. When both players are sent up, it's going to leave this whole space wide open. And as long as Parksy doesn't make that very predictable pass, and it's very predictable, and he knows it's predictable. The reason why he knows it's predictable is because Makar's already blasted up to defend that lane, and he knows that if he gets by Makar, Mello's probably going to player switch to McDavid to go up to the other defenseman. He's really trying to defend the D-to-D lane, but it's going to leave this area of the ice wide open because this player has decided to attach himself to this center, and the defensemen are obviously playing deep. Well, Matthews is not a defenseman, but he's having to play defense because Makar went up. So what's going to happen? Parksy's going to read it. He does player switch to McDavid, and then that whole lane's left open. And there's the shot. Really good save by Vasilevsky. Now, what I would have done in this case, feel free to either player switch to McDavid, or you can stick on Makar and you can cover that lane. But what you have to do is once you send Makar up to the top, you need to player switch to McDavid and either block the D-to-D lane that's going to end up in the shot ending up here. Because if the pass goes to the left-handed defenseman, he's going to shoot it back the other way. So either McDavid blocks that lane, or if the pass doesn't happen, he player switches to McDavid and then covers this area of the ice. So you can do it both ways. He can come down with McDavid, block that lane, or attempt to block that lane. And then if Makar walks in, he can come in and defend. Now, the only danger area is if Makar comes in and tries to hit back to the point, but that's where you go to block. Sometimes on breakouts, players try to be too unpredictable, and it leads to issues. Now, on this case, Mello gets rewarded because oftentimes really good players are able to adapt on the fly to those situations. But for the average player, this would be a mistake that would often cause you to lose the puck. So on this play, he's breaking out with Solani, he goes up with Hughes, and he passes it to Gouli. Now, if you notice, Gouli has the entire side of the ice to work with. He has that entire side. But the defenseman he's going up against is Cale Makar, and he's in a spot positionally that if they meet at the blue line, there could be a stick lift and a change of possession. However, when he makes this pass to Sakic, he's going through Wyatt Johnston. Not the greatest move to do, and there is a bunch of back-checking pressure. When he makes this pass to Sakic, he has to be 100% sure that he's going to be able to get into the zone because Sakic does not have another available player. If you watch, there's 2 players providing a back check, 1 player in the passing lane, and then 2 defensemen. There's not, like, he is completely separated from the rest of the team. So the ideal move here would have been the skating it with Gouli going down. You don't even have to get to the blue line. You just need to get to as close as you can to the blue line and just rimming the puck around. It's a lot better that way. It's a lot safer, and it would have allowed him to actually set up an offensive chance. He does get a chance, which he does not capitalize on, and I'll show him what he could have done to capitalize on it. For the average player, my advice, take the empty space given to you. There's only 1 defenseman on the right side of the ice, and it's Makar, and he's basically in the middle. Just take your space and rim the puck around. You don't always have to make a direct pass, especially when Sakic is a lefty on the left side. He's not going to be in a prime shooting position as soon as he gets across the blue line because he's not a righty. So just take the puck, go and take the empty space, and just rim the puck around and set up. On the same play, he gets the puck on the wing after the opponent decided he was going to go for a slap shot on the neutral zone. He gets the puck back, and on this play, he has an option. He can either go to the winger or he can take it to the net. He made the smart move as a lefty, taking it to the net, but he didn't use the right stick properly. He should have gone deep forehand to the backhand. Because he was undecisive on the play and he kind of did like a weak backhand, he wasn't able to score. On chances like this, as long as Parksy takes that door guy, that deep forehand to backhand maneuver is automatic, and in Division 1 gameplay, you can't waste chances like this. Very bad move by Mello. Instead of taking this chance, I would have set up. If you're not going to be able to do the deep backhand properly, you might as well just set up, because you need to be able to capitalize on these chances. It's a 12-minute game. In Burst Rivals, it's a 9-minute game. You have to capitalize on every opportunity, and this was just one where Mello could have done a couple things differently. But in the future, deep forehand to backhand, the goalie will probably hug the post, and you'll have that shot every time. That's my advice for this play. Next clip, I want to show something good that Mello does. So as the opponent breaks back up the other way, he's trying his best to play a forecheck until he realizes there's no space. At this moment, he decides to attack Wyatt Johnston when he enters the zone, which leaves the trailer open in Matthews. But he can go after Johnston here, 1, because he's outnumbering. He's outnumbering Wyatt Johnston on the right side. 2, the defenseman hasn't set up on the blue line yet, so this option for a pass isn't as automatic as you might think, especially with a winger crashing to the boards. So it might prevent Parksy from wanting to go to the defenseman. Parksy, of course, always has the option to rim it, but at that point, you just set up defensively and you're fine. But he knows that this winger is going to crash on Matthews if he gets the puck. The AI is going to run into Matthews because Matthews is stopped up. He knows that he can player switch to that player if Matthews gets the puck as well. So he knows that he can afford to send his defenseman over. Now, he also knows that this defenseman is basically not in the play unless he rims it. So it really makes it easy to just collapse in on the trailer. So if you are playing rush defense, feel free to attack the person on the outside, but you have to know that your back-checking forwards are going to offer you that support. If the back-checking forward is not offering support, or the trailer is moving too fast for the back-checking forward to supply that support, then you cannot attack. Because if you attack with this defenseman, you're going to take him out of the play. Matthews is going to be able to walk down, and he's going to get the same chance that Mello just had, either to take it to the net and go deep forehand to backhand, or for the backdoor tap-in, which, by the way, Gouli is already being beat to the backdoor by this player because they're parallel, but this player has all the forward momentum while Gouli's skating backwards. So unless you are happy with the support coming from the back-checking forwards, do not chase this player if the trailer is open. So if this player is open, do not chase this player unless you have back-checking forwards. This possession from Mello really bothers me, and it's not because it's not a good possession, but it's because there was other options that could have made the play so much better. In this play with Jack Hughes, he's going to hold on to the puck for a while. He holds onto the puck and does not make a pass. And the issue when you're holding the puck that long and not making a pass, it allows the defense to set up. The thing that causes defenses to break down more than anything is impatience, which is what he's hoping for here. He's hoping that by holding the puck with Jack Hughes, who, by the way, has no energy and should have gone off on a line change anyway, he's hoping that the defense will chase him and then lead to a backdoor. But in Division 1 gameplay, players are aware of this. So Parksy's only going to either cover the D to D or he's going to cover the backdoor. Probably easier to cover the D to D pass here, simply because the player on the back door is a lefty and he's not right on the post, so there's a chance the goalie would go over and save it. You'd actually have a better chance with the defenseman one-timer. But he holds onto this puck for so long that it allows the defense to set up, and eventually he just loses it with Jack Hughes. He doesn't make a pass. What helps break down defenses is misdirection and speed, and he just keeps the puck with this player, a player who in his own right is fast. Jack Hughes is fast, but with that energy, he's not fast enough. He's going to lose all that speed, and he's going to have no balance to help him. So overall, this is a wasted offensive possession. Again, he holds it with Jack. The defense sets up in a box, gives it the goalie, blocks, Solani, Sakic, D to D. That's a good play, and then he gets it with Hughes. He's trying to hold it again, and he loses it, when in reality, he could have just made a simple pass. So the puck movement on the left side was really good, but as soon as he got it with Hughes, he tries again to circle around people and hold it himself. The move here would have been to go immediately to Makar. And then depending on what Matthews does, if he tries to take off that lane, you go up the right side, up along the boards, or if he takes away the boards, you just walk to the middle and you look for a tip shot. There's no reason for him. You can even rim the puck. There's two players. There's two players here that could get to the boards before this player or goalie, so there's no reason to hold onto the puck for that long. Don't hold onto the puck for that long. The puck moves faster than you, and it really messes up with the defense when you can move the puck in different directions on different sides of the ice. Don't do what Melo did here. Do not hold the puck for too long. Next play I want to show is how Parksy makes the same mistake that Melo makes, but Melo's able to capitalize on it and score a counterattack goal. So on this play, Parksy's trying to take it with one player. There's a nice back-checking support, so Melo can use his defenseman. Nice little cycle play. Melo continues to use the defenseman. And this is the difference between Parksy and Melo. So Parksy's going to spin off here, and he's actually going to get a backdoor scoring chance, but Melo's able to poke check. Again, Division I players are really good with their pokes, really good at using pokes to intercept passes. So, as much as Parksy's plan succeeded in getting one guy to chase and leaving a mini 2-on-1 down low, he's not able to capitalize. Overall, not a bad chance. I think Parksy could have done more by actually just moving the puck earlier. However, you know, he made the best out of a bad situation. You know, he turned chicken salad out of chicken poop, you know? So he does this, but he ends up losing the puck. So Chara's going to poke check it, and it's immediate transition. Parksy sends his defenseman from over here, from his right side, our left side, all the way down to forecheck. And as much as that sounds weird, the reason why you would do that is to hope that your AI stay on this side of the ice and just overload. You're hoping that this forward will cover this person. There will be at least a safety valve here with this defenseman in case a pass gets to this winger up top. I think that's Cole Caulfield. You would hope that that safety valve is there just in case, you know, Caulfield breaks up the boards. Parksy is trying to cover both the far left lane and the far right lane by sending his far side defenseman. But Melo, being a Division I player, is really good. He's able to spin off and make a breakout pass here, and this is where the play develops. Spins off, makes a pass because the safety valve player actually decided to pinch up and did not take away the passing lane at all. And this is where Cole Caulfield, with all of his speed, is going to be able to take advantage. He's going back and forth, back and forth. If you're stuck in a situation like this, what Parksy should have done is he should have just stayed in the middle and stopped trying to match back and forth, because you're always going to be, especially on servers, you're always going to be a half second behind on these little cuts back and forth. Either stop up completely and just throw a hit, because he's going to kind of stay in the middle. He's just moving left to right a little bit. You're going to clip him either way. So either step up for a hit, or you just stay in the middle and you just dive, or you wait for him to make a cut. You make him make the first move and then stick lift. By you making all the moves back and forth, Melo was able to read Parksy. By Parksy doing all those moves, Melo would just go the opposite way every time. And eventually, once Parksy makes that poke and it's not successful, he loses all of his speed. It's going to open the back door. He can't stick lift him. He gets scored on. So when you're caught in a situation like this, one, you should probably turn around and try and face them head on. Two, don't keep showing your book. You don't keep making those mistakes and shifting left and right trying to defend. Just stay the course, keep yourself straight, force the offense to make the first move, and then read the play accordingly. Because in Division 1, it's way too easy to do little chip plays, or it's way too easy to read what the defense is doing and then adapt around that. Force the offense to adapt to you. Do not Do not adapt to the offense yourself unless you are down. This is a tied game. There's no reason for Parksy to feel threatened by this rush. The final play I want to show you is, again, a perfect example of defense to offense and also forechecking to offense. So on this play, Parksy's going to lose the puck here to the goalie, and it's an immediate transition. Now watch as Melo switches sides, which is going to cause Parksy's players to all try and overload to the strong side. The strong side is wherever the puck is. So they are all going to try and overload to Parksy's left side, Melo's right side, in order to try and get this puck. But when they do so, with 3 high leave zone early, Solani and Hughes are already darting. So as long as Sakic can make this pass, it's going to be a 2-on-1. Sakic makes a nice saucer pass, which allows Jack Hughes to pick up the puck in stride instead of having to slow down. That's a big thing that people don't seem to understand, and I will make a video on that, about how saucer passes actually give you more offensive freedom than standard passes. So Jack Hughes goes in, doesn't have a lot of energy, so it's hard to have a true 2-on-1, so he's got to get rid of the puck quickly. He decides to go for a far side shot, hoping for either just a straight goal or a rebound. There's a rebound, and now there's only 8 seconds left. There's only 8 seconds left, so you can afford to take risks, especially when you're up 3. So what ends up happening here is that Parksy's going to get the puck with Makar, and Melo is going to forecheck on the forehand side of Makar. The reason why this is because, one, Makar might have speed going into picking up the puck, but none of the other players are going to have speed going up the ice. As you can see, all of Parksy's players are either retreating back into the defensive zone or they're going to the boards, which means that it's going to take them time to get momentum to turn up the ice and have an effective play, especially with 8.7 seconds left. Good stick lift by Parksy to get the puck, and then immediately he gets a bad animation, and Melo's going to cut off that lane. He's going to cut off that lane immediately because of the bad animation, which means he's going to be able to block that pass. Because Parksy's defenseman was already going down the ice expecting that pass, and by the way, with that much time left, Parksy should have been going up the boards and trying to get a chance. Going through the middle there is not smart. But Melo's going to get a chance with Hughes, and he's going to do what he should have done earlier. Deep forehand to backhand into the back of the net. So again, this is just a nice 2-on-1 and then a nice forechecking recovery. So again, he cuts off that passing lane immediately because it's not the only passing lane, but it's, in Melo's mind, it's the passing lane that if he defends it is going to give him the best offensive chance. With not that much time left, you can only see 3 Montreal players on the ice, so there's 2 defensemen back. He can afford to send in the second man heavy on the forecheck. So again, he blocks it. And then from there, because Hughes' momentum is towards the net and Ferraro's isn't, Hughes is going to be able to beat him to net, deep forehand to backhand. This is expert game management, time management, and just really good Division 1 forechecking. It's fantastic. So always, it's about time management. If there was a bunch of time left on the clock, Melo would not have done that because it would have been easier to defend. There would have been time to get up the ice. But because there's not a lot of time to get up the ice and Parksy would have had to be perfect to get a chance off, he can afford to forecheck. He can afford to send in that second man. So it's all about game situations. Do you have time? Does your opponent have time? And that's when you kind of gauge when it's appropriate to send in a proper forecheck. If there's a lot of time, don't send in the forecheck there. It's going to lead to a chance to where, they could, Parksy could potentially set up a chance. Your 2 guys can't get back in time. Maybe a D2D gets off. But Parksy didn't have time to set up. He would have had to score off the rush, which means that Melo can try and attack and defend rush offense very aggressively. And there you go. Some gameplay that I reviewed to hopefully help you become a better player in NHL 25. If you would like to submit gameplay to my Discord for me to review, feel free to click the link down below, or again, click the QR code to join my Discord and leave any video gameplay in the SAP Academy Submission Center. Again, I'd like to take time to thank you guys for watching this video. I have more videos coming out this week. I'm going to have my How to Play Defense video. I'm also going to have a video dropping either tomorrow or the next day regarding mistakes that you might be making in NHL 25. I hope you enjoyed the SAP Academy video. I'm going to do this every week, hopefully posting on Tuesdays, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Ciao.